Hi, please subscribe if you enjoy stories like this. I've created many videos on this topic, and your support means the world to me. Thank you. Have you ever been insulted, embarrassed in front of others, falsely accused, and your very first instinct was to react, to fight back, to raise your voice and demand justice? Yes, me too. But what if I told you, you don't have to react to everything? What if, just maybe, there's a power in silence? A long time ago, a wise monk once said, "Sometimes, silence is not weakness, it is wisdom." But why is that? Why would anyone stay quiet when they're being wronged? Because not everything deserves a reaction. Not every battle needs to be fought. Not every insult must be answered. You see, when we choose to react, we often act out of ego, anger, and even fear. But when we choose silence, we allow space for truth to arise. So let me tell you a story about a man who chose not to react, and because of that, everything changed. Let's begin. His name was Eli, a quiet man, a woodcutter. He lived in a small mountain village, far from the noise of the world. Every morning, he would carry bundles of firewood down the dusty path to sell them at the local market. He had no riches, no power, only one precious thing in his life: his elderly mother. She was frail, bedridden. Eli took care of her with love and complete devotion. But one day, everything changed. As he laid out his firewood in the market square, a man, loud, proud, and angry, pointed at Eli and shouted, "Thief, this man stole my goods." The crowd froze, eyes turned, accusations hung heavy in the air. Eli didn't move. He looked at the man calmly, then looked at the ground. He did not shout. He did not argue. He simply said, "If I have done wrong, may I receive the consequence. But if I have not, I trust that karma will reveal the truth." There was silence, then laughter. The villagers began to whisper, "He's weak, he's scared," and they walked away, leaving him standing alone. The man who accused him smirked, feeling victorious. But days later, that same man, the accuser, was arrested for fraud and theft. He had lied, not just about Eli, but to many others in town. As he was taken away in chains, he glanced at Eli, and his face changed. There was no more arrogance, only regret. But Eli still said nothing. Now, hidden in that crowd, was another man, wealthy, powerful. His name was Mr. Halden. He had watched the entire incident. Later that year, his own mother fell ill. Very ill. No nurse could care for her. She refused them all. And then, he remembered Eli. He traveled to Eli's home, knelt before him, and asked, "Would you care for my mother the way you care for yours?" Eli agreed. And over time, he served her with kindness, respect, and patience, as if she were his own. One night, as her life neared its end, she held her son's hand and whispered, "This man is the most noble soul I have ever met." After her passing, Mr. Halden was so moved. He gave Eli a part of his inheritance, a home, a shop, and a piece of land. And from that day forward, Eli's life changed, not because he fought, not because he proved himself, but because he chose peace when he could have chosen war, because he trusted the law of cause and effect instead of the law of man. So tell me, if you were Eli, what would you have done? Would you have shouted? Would you have fought? Or would you have stayed silent? Because sometimes, what feels like weakness is actually the greatest strength. Eli's story is not just a tale. It's a mirror, a reflection of a truth we often forget. In this life, we are not always in control of what people say or do to us, but we are always in control of how we respond. Every time someone offends you, gossips about you, hurts your pride, you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to anger, to ego, to the endless cycle of reaction and suffering. The other path leads to awareness, to compassion, to freedom. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha teaches, hatred does not cease by hatred. Hatred ceases by love. This is an eternal law. You see, when we react, we don't just hurt others. We hurt ourselves. Our peace is stolen. Our hearts become heavy. But when we choose not to react, when we choose silence, stillness, we open the door to something higher. Karma is always watching. It does not sleep. It never forgets. It does not need your voice to do its work. Have you ever seen someone wrong you, and later, life brings them hardship? That is not revenge. That is the universe restoring balance. The question is, will you trust karma? Will you trust the law of cause and effect more than your own anger? In Buddhist practice, we learn to pause, to breathe, to look inside before we look outside. This pause, this moment of silence, is the space where wisdom is born. Imagine how different your life would be if you could pause before every reaction. Instead of shouting, you breathe. Instead of proving, you smile. Instead of fighting, you forgive. That is power, real power. Not the power to control others, but the power to control yourself. Eli chose that power, and so can you. Let them talk, let them accuse, let them laugh. You just watch, just breathe, just trust, because truth has no need to shout. Tell me, have you ever stayed silent and later felt stronger for it? Or have you ever reacted and wished you hadn't? Let me know. I'm listening, my friend. If you've listened this far, then maybe something in this story touched your heart. Maybe you've been where Eli was, falsely blamed, publicly humiliated, misunderstood. And maybe you reacted, you shouted, you cried, you defended yourself. Or maybe you stayed silent, and the world called you weak, but your heart felt strong. There is something beautiful about choosing stillness in the middle of chaos. Something sacred about letting go when your hands want to hold on. Something divine about trusting karma more than your own voice. And maybe that's why you're here. Maybe this video was meant to find you in this moment, to remind you, you are not alone, you are not powerless, and no, you do not have to react to everything. So here is my question for you. If someone hurt you, would you forgive? If someone lied about you, would you stay silent? If karma is real, do you trust it enough to let go? I want to hear from you. Scroll down and leave a comment, even just one sentence, even just one word. I choose peace. I trust karma. Silence is strength. Write what you feel. Because your words may inspire someone else who needs to hear them. And if you believe in spreading kindness, wisdom, and truth, then please share this video with someone you care about. It might be your friend, your brother, your mother. It might even save a relationship you didn't know needed saving. And if you want more stories like this, real stories with real lessons, then please, my friend, subscribe. That one small action, your click, helps me continue this journey of bringing light to where there is pain, of bringing calm to where there is noise, of bringing the Dharma to where there is confusion. We are not here to win arguments. We are here to awaken, to learn, to remember who we truly are. So, take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, exhale, let go. Let go of the need to be right. Let go of the hurt. Let go of what no longer serves you. And walk gently, with peace in your step, with wisdom in your mind, with compassion in your heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing peace. We'll meet again in the next story. Until then, may you be safe. May you be well. May you be free. Now tell me, do you still believe silence is weakness? Or have you found your answer?